Hey, this is Jared Gruber with JG Real Estate. Today I'll be showing you how to install bamboo hardwood floors. So, as you can see, we've already put the rosin paper down. Rosin paper is the first step before the hardwood floors go down, and it forms a barrier between the subfloor and the new hardwood floors. Next, as you can see, we've already installed the first row. The first row is the most difficult because you actually have to face nail it. What face nailing means is that you put your nail gun right against the wall and nail it in. We'll do one right now just to show you. Okay, and then the next rows get nailed with a flooring nailer. We go right up against this tongue and hit the cleat in. When we have gaps in between the planks, we need to move the plank over to close the gap up. Okay, so we've got our first few rows done, so we can take a look over here. So we face nailed the first row, and then the next 2 to 3 rows we've toe nailed with a finish nailer. Now we've got our middle done. The middle rows have been done with the flooring nailer because there was adequate room to use it. As we can see, we have about 3 to 4 rows left, and at this point, using the flooring nailer, there's really not enough room to swing the mallet and actually get enough force on the hip. So what we're going to start doing is using, is using the finish nailer to toe nail in to the tongue. And notice, if you zoom in on the hardwood floor, our joints are offset. You never want to have 2 joints right next to each other, because that'll ruin the structural integrity of the wood. So if you take a look at the whole floor, you can see that our joints are staggered. Okay, so see how that nail, that cleat is sticking out? That's because I couldn't get enough force on the flooring nailer to seat that properly. So now we're going to have to pull this nail out. Take our finish nailer, shooting 2-inch nails, and we're going to shoot it on an angle into this tongue. We're going to put a few of these in to hold it down. And that's pretty snug now. And then we're going to have to take this cleat out. Often you'll find that they don't actually come out and the heads will snap off. In this case, we got lucky, and it actually popped out. When you come to the end of a row, it'll be important to cut a piece for the end. Make sure you leave what's called an expansion gap. Wood will expand and contract depending on the weather, so you need to have a small area by the wall. This might look pretty bad currently, but we're going to be covering this up with baseboard and then another small segment of quarter round. So this gap, this rough edge, will all be covered up. Now we're going to try to use the flooring nailer in this tight spot. It may or may not work. So in that case, it did work. But you'll see the nail, or the cleat rather, the head of it is still sticking up just a little bit. The next row of bamboo, the groove won't seat properly on this tongue unless we punch this down. So we'll take a nail punch, put the head of it right on the head of the cleat, and make sure it's properly countersunk into the wood. So we're all finished up here. The bamboo hardwood floors are down. All we have left to do, really, is put the baseboards down. We'll put some 1/2" quarter round right next to the baseboards, and that'll close the gaps up all around the floors. And then we're going to put door casing on. So the door casing will go all around the door, and it'll hide this rough edge here. So that's the next part. Stay tuned for the trim work video.